Okay, I have a theory. Okay, just a thought. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I think that there are more strong women than there are strong men. And I know that's kind of, it feels weird to even say it, but this is what I'm thinking about. Okay, so like I know like the media, they pander to women and everything, right? I get it. But this is where I'm coming from with it. So at the same time, I would say this. I think that women tend to, I want to use the word skirt accountability more than men do, right? So this thought has been just kind of rolling around in my head for a while. I was thinking about a friend who had kids super early. She was a teenager, and her baby daddy was a teenager too, right? And as this kid was getting older, she was upset about the fact that, her baby daddy wasn't really doing much for the kid or whatever. And for me, I was thinking like, well, the boy was 16, 17. I mean, what? And it's not to say, oh, if a guy is a teenager, he shouldn't have to take care of his kids. But I mean, what is there to expect? I mean, like that's what I was thinking. Is like, okay, it's very easy to demonize a man for not taking care of his kids. That's super easy. But where does the level of accountability comes in for the teen mom, right? And I'm not one of those people that's trying to rain down punches on women, who have kids, with guys that they know are irresponsible. I understand things happen. But this is what I'm thinking about too. Is like, unfortunately, society doesn't really hold men to the same level of accountability as women, right? Now, this is what I'm also thinking about. Let's say if you flip it, if I've seen situations where there's a guy who wants to be a part of his child's life, but his baby mama is always blocking, right? Especially if that guy gets with somebody else, it's a whole problem. But then at the same time, I can understand the resentment from the mom because she's actually dealing with this kid day in and day out. Even if she is the type of parent that is not stellar, ultimately everybody's going to look at her and hold her accountable for the kid. All right? So, with that being said, I don't traditionally believe that women should be in charge, but the way that the world is set up, right? It's like, take like a typical relationship where like, there's this whole thing with love bombing. Usually a guy want to get with a girl, he tells her everything she wants to hear. And it's such a strong responsibility for the women to guard themselves, because a lot of us don't have strong male figures to tell us like, hey, you don't need to be dealing with this dude, or we don't have male figures at all, right? Like we don't have protectors and providers. Like a lot of us come from like single parent households, mostly women dominated households. And I think something that a lot of women, especially in Western culture, has to deal with is as we're getting older and we're going through changes coming from a girl to becoming a woman, we realize that we have like a lot of needs, a lot of responsibilities. I've even heard something that's super embarrassing. I used to hear young girls in school be told that they need to have their stuff together because if they get pregnant, they have to be able to take care of their kids because you never know, what the guy might decide to do, right? And unfortunately, you would see a lot of situations where, these moms are single parents, right? So like, even though I grew up, you know, um, I have my stepfather and I have my mother. I grew up with only two people to answer to, you know. But I would see like a lot of people, like, you know, some of these chicks, they kids, they got a new daddy every week, you know, or, you know, they mom did it all on her own. She didn't need no man, you know, or whatever, right? So with that, you know, and I'm not trying to isolate boys and men, but just speaking from a woman's perspective, that is a lot of pressure on women, right? And I know everybody likes to talk about, you know, black community. I'm starting to kind of get away from the whole black community talks too, because even living in this town that I live in, I'm seeing and hearing the same thing. Like when I was out just touring the town, doing my thing, go for walks when the days were pretty, you know, I overheard a conversation. Whatever, I'm nosy. I was, you know, what's that word? Not sneak leaking. What is eavesdropping? Yeah, is it eavesdropping or eavesdropping? I need to look it up. Anyway, I was being nosy and I was listening to this older lady talk to this young couple. It was like a bunch of white people in the town. And it sounded just like a conversation from the ghetto. Like, I kid you not. It sounded exactly like it. Like, she was talking about this dude's, okay, this is the way I would have heard it had I been in Charlotte. You know, you know, his baby mama, she a trip. You know, she's always getting high. She always getting drunk. She just full of trouble. She don't let him see his kids. You need to steer clear of her. If you want to be with this dude, that's your business. But I'm just letting you know, his baby mama be in and out of jail. She will fight you. Okay? Now, on the flip side, hearing it up here, the lady said something like, you know, hey, you know, if this is what you're going to sign up for, you know, that's on you. Now, don't try to call anybody and don't even call me if what did she say? His child's mother gets a little out of hand and, you know, he had to stay away from her so he doesn't get back on the meth. Okay, meth is not really a Charlotte drug, but you get what I'm saying. And I'm sitting here like, you know, I didn't grow up when meth was like, the way they talk about meth is like how in Charlotte they talk about weed. You know what I mean? Like you know, she's always got a baggie on her. You know, she knows how to get them. You know, she was just going, right? So anyway, what I'm getting at is, it's everywhere. The whole single parent, the drama baby mama, and, you know, and he's like, I don't even know if that kid's mine, you know, whatever. And just thinking about it, like, from the older lady who was warning the girl, to the girl who was being warned, to the baby mama who's on drugs, it's like all these women have one thing in common. This guy who's a common factor in the middle of all this, he ain't saying nothing. Like, they are literally carrying on a conversation, the older lady and the new girlfriend, about how the baby mama or the child's mother has chased off so many different opportunities and date prospects with the guys. It's the same thing, just a different community. It's all the same stuff. But this is one thing that I took away from that conversation. All these women couldn't figure out that this guy was the problem. And it's a lot of guys out there like him. He's not special. Like, back in the day, if a man had a kid, he was responsible for that child. Shoot, back in the day, if you had sex at a wedlock, you either need to get married or you need to get out of town because her daddy coming with that shotgun. These days, like, dudes can just have kids and do whatever they want. They can start a brand new life, get into a brand new relationship as if you never happened, as if that child never happened. And unfortunately for like some women, if you don't put these guys on child support, you may get nothing. not even a happy birthday card, right? Now, I was a little sheltered. I wasn't allowed to be around this stuff. If it came through the vents, if it was in the neighborhood, some foolishness going on, that was just that. And I was blessed enough to have people in my life to be able to tell me, hey, you want to be careful about this and that. Like if a guy liked me, I was able to talk to my stepdad about it. I was able to talk to my uncles about it. I was even able to talk to my brothers about it. But a lot of women, I'm starting to realize, they don't have that fortress of males around them where they can spitball ideas, or they can, I remember when I used to like have a crush on guys, and like, when I was in elementary school or middle school, and I started becoming attracted to people, and I would talk to like, my cousins, or I talk to my older brother, hey, does this guy really like me or whatever, and they'd be like, nah, he just like the fact that you buy him cakes for free, lunchtime or something, like, he likes when you pay. Stop giving him money and see what he does. Most other girls, I didn't see them getting that. And unfortunately, a lot of times when they do a lot of nice things for guys, they be thinking, okay, I put in all this for you, I did this for you, it's only right that I get it back. So even if you don't want to do back for me, I've put so much into you. And then like, especially like, let's fast forward to when, we're old enough to have, well, not really old enough to have kids, but we're able to have kids like during puberty. Like I've heard girls, like teen moms, be like, yo, I had this dude's baby and he's still, like, how come he can't even if you don't want to do it for me, even if you don't want to do it for the relationship, how do you have a kid and have like no attachment, like, or no sense of duty or obligation towards this child, right? Now, growing up in a male-driven environment, I was taught that if that man ain't married to you, you are not his wife. You do not belong to him. At any minute, you can belong to the streets. And even if you are good and you wouldn't be that type of person, he's not picking you. He may lay up with you. He may have a lot of babies with you. He may move in with you. He may even pay a bill or two. But at the end of the day, if his name ain't on you, you ain't his. And any child that you have, kind of in his mind, that ain't his either. But I understand that most women were not, taught this. They didn't grow up with this, right? So anyway, that's the thing. Like, with women, I'm starting to realize why women are held to such high esteem, because even when men don't do what they're supposed to do, women are still pretty much left holding the bag.